I've been thinking about the sort of dimensions of what makes work beautiful for people, right? And so part of it is certainly the products that you generate, and you can talk about the aesthetic principles in the various products and designs you develop. And then we've talked about process a bit. We've talked about just that journey. And people are a huge component of what makes work beautiful, right, for us. And could you talk to me, you've spoken a bit about your clients. What is your team like? How do you recruit? Who are the kinds of people that you want to work with? What is your philosophy of trying to create a company or a community of folks who are working with you?
Yeah, so our company is called Roar, right? We're 92% female. So I would say we're like a real tribe. We're like a little pack of lionesses and a few lions in there as well. So what do I look for? I always say that one thing they don't teach you at university is emotional intelligence, those soft skills, which I think are so important in my job, because at the end of the day, I'm a consultant. I really have to listen more than I speak. So when I'm hiring people, that's what I look for, because I think I can teach you software. I can even teach you some
Mhm.
basics of space planning and design, but I really can't teach you to be a nice human being. So I
Right.
always start from there. If you're a decent human being, and Brandon, hopefully you'll come out to Dubai this year and you'll come and see my studio. We're just a bunch of feel good, happy people. And sometimes people are like, and there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of candor in our office. And sometimes people come in and they're like, are you sure you're professional enough? I'm like, yeah, we've built 300 projects. You can be nice and think you're funny, but not actually so funny. And you can still be professional. So that's kind of the environment that my team has. And I think all my colleagues are very much part of the work tribe and work family for me.
How did you develop this idea of Roar? Like, how did that concept come about, and what influenced that?
So I think, when I first started the company 10 years ago, yeah, it was called Pallavi Dean Interiors. And, it was just me freelancing from my guest bedroom. And then we won a hotel. So it just snowballed. I didn't intend to create a
Uh,
company, right? It snowballed into what it is today. And then I thought it was kind of unfair having my name on the door, because there were so many other creatives that contributed to, the
mm.
story of our designs. And then I was like, okay, so, we had like a little workshop, and we're like, we're feminine, we're super powerful. We had this term at the time, we have interiors with a bite. And I was like, oh, we just brainstormed and we came up with Roar. And then I was a huge, and I still am a huge Katy Perry fan. So I was like, dude, there's even a song about our company. This is great.
This is great. You got an anthem.
Yeah.
Um, the other element of beauty at work that I've been thinking about is purpose and why people do what they do. You talked about your design philosophy a little bit, but could you say a bit more about the why behind your work and particularly how that's evolved over time? What is it today compared to where you started? Why do you do what you do and where do you hope to go with it?
Okay, so the first why, and I'm going to be very honest, is very selfish, because I couldn't do anything else, Brandon. I would make a terrible accountant. Okay, so
Right, right,
part of it is
right.
just my own selfish desire and my passion for creativity. Okay, so that's where it kind of started. And then the why, when I was working for big companies, it was always fence down, clients not paying us, the fees not enough, you can't keep designing. So that's why I set up by myself, because I was like, no, I want to give this person who's come to me the best possible version of the space and put 500% into it, right? So that's why I started the firm.
Mm.
And again, when I first started, it was all about sustainability for me. No one was doing it at that time. So I was like, I have to make sure that I'm also saving the environment, because that's one of my values in life. Or not saving, I don't think I'm that, yeah, it sounds very narcissist. I couldn't save the entire environment, but I wanted to do my bit. And
Sure.
that's kind of how it started, specifying the right products. I had a lot of allergies, so I wanted to make sure there was zero VOC paints, lots of things like that. And that all started. But now, as I progressed, all of those things are basic, right? We do them anyways. And now it's more about empathy driven design, which I see so lacking, because everything is very ego and signature driven in my world. And I want to stop that. I want it to be about the client, not so much about the star architect.
Beauty at Work is brought to you by Templeton Religion Trust. If you enjoyed this clip, go check out the full episode. And please take a moment to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps get the word out about the show. Thanks, and see you next time.